Ms Fife, you talked about the fact that there has been a great deal of learning that has taken place over the duration of the pandemic, and I suppose one of the encouraging things that we have heard this afternoon is that things do seem to be in a better place in terms of those communications and joined up thinking. But I just, in my last questions, just want to look specifically at some of the learning that had taken place in the past, particularly Exercise Silver Swan and Exercise Cygnus, which obviously took place in England. So my question is one of the key observations from Silver Swan, indeed of the second meeting of participants in that, was that there was a consistent view that their ability to plan and prepare for the pandemic would be limited by time and capacity within the NHS. And I just would like to get the panel's reflections on that. And Ms Fife, as I've mentioned, if I could start with you, thank you.
The RCM was not involved in the exercise of Silver Swan, but the fact that the social care sector wasn't involved highlights again that a whole system approach was not taken towards resilience and emergency planning. Health and social care partnerships must consider and include all health and care facilities in their area. And local resilience didn't do that, and that at times, and that was a weakness. And that includes the independent sector care homes in resilience and emergency planning. For me, not to have had social care there, no.
Was obviously a real failing. And Dr McCaskill, I assume that would be your view as well.
Absolutely. I mean, the social care sector has long been treated like Victorian children, to be there at the table, but not to be seen and not to be heard. So if we're going to improve things moving forward, we cannot just be seen as an adjunct, but as a key member of the family, and to make sure that we learn the lessons which have been far too painful during the pandemic.
Thank you. And Ms Brown, any comments?
No, I would agree with the comments made. I think the failing was that everybody was not at the table at the same time. We didn't move forward together. We moved forward in stages, and it wasn't till we found out what was happening and going wrong in another area that we started to pull people forward. And we should never have to do that, because everybody wants to be at the table. It's just sometimes they're not invited.